Hi, this is Hamlyt and Ophyllia.
Hey everyone.
Going to talk a little bit about why we're even doing this trucking idea in the first place. In August 2017, we decided we had to go in a different direction in life. We're not exactly youthful. We're in our late 40s. And so this is really kind of a different direction for kind of an odd time in life. So I'm going to ask you, Hamlyt, why are we going in this direction? Why trucking?
It's all my fault. No, we decided that at this point in time in our lives, it was time for change. I know that recently, after my chemotherapy, I took a lot of self-reflection. I was told that I had a very negative outlook, and it turned out I pulled through. But one reflects at that point. So I went ahead and I looked at where I was and looked at what happened, and I was been working mostly white collar my whole life. White collar was good for a time, but it does have its downsides. And so the micromanagement, the fear of losing your job constantly, and the pay isn't what it used to be. So that being said, despite the fact that I met my wife in corporate America, it's just at this point, I think it's time for change.
Right. So you applied online one day at Swift, and so they've contacted you, and you've been working with the recruiter to start getting things working and gearing up that way. How have you felt during that time period? Since this is such a huge change, you must have had
crazy.
Yeah.
Just a whirlwind of crap going on, and pardon my language, but I mean, yeah, just insane. I mean, the fear is beyond belief. Being 40 something, it's just. I mean, Ophyllia and I are no longer in our 20s, obviously. So that being said, a lot of fear. We're looking at packing up our entire house.
Because I'm going with, so we're
Yes.
we're leaving everything behind.
Yes, we're packing up the entire house in storage, and we are going to go out together. Eventually, Ophyllia hopes to drive as well, and we can work as a team at that point. But that's going to take a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The excitement. I mean, starting something new, a new endeavor with all hope and all the promise. It's fantastic. The overwhelming fear of the tests themselves, and can I learn everything that's going to be there? How natural is this going to be for me? It's sleepless nights, coupled with the fact that what don't I take into account? I mean, what am I missing? Where am I going wrong with things? What didn't I figure on that is going to happen to us? And undoubtedly, if anything could go wrong, it's going to go wrong. So at that point, yeah, you have to try and figure out everything. You have to try and counter everything.
Right. But I think that we have a good plan. And I think that's one thing that people sometimes forget, is that you still need a plan. This sounds like a scheme, but we've put a lot of planning into this endeavor. We know that we're going to pack up. We know that it's going to be rough. We've asked people, you've asked like your cousins who are truck drivers about the experience, right?
Yes. And you've done research online. I mean, I've done research online, but you've probably done easily 3 times as much. We've gone to forums to go ahead and try and find out what truckers do. We've gone to YouTube to try and find out what truckers do. We went ahead and I downloaded 4 apps from the App Store on Google Play to just Google CDL, and it will bring up applications to help you study for that. So, and they've been great. They've had great test questions. So I recommend doing things like that. Knowledge is power at that point, and it's going to help try and overcome some of those fears.
Sure. Okay, well, anything else you want to add about your feelings about starting such a new thing?
It's just fantastic. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about going on the road.
Me too.
And doing this.
I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am. I'm excited about going out on the road.
I've always loved driving, and man, this is just an exciting, great thought. Can't wait for it.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Bye-bye.